time on Dual Destinies. I'm Athena. In case you missed anything, let's fill you in on this case. So Mayor Tenma confessed to the murder. Fuck my life.
I killed Alderman Q.
He said what?
So you know how we found LaBelle's hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber and thought he was Tomataro? Oh, how wrong we were.
Prince of mine, Mr. Filch is Tomataro?
We're back to page 1, and the trial has just started. Can our lives get any worse? Find out on Ace Attorney Dual Destinies next!
Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in.
I could through the air vent in the foyer. The fence left of the alderman's picture. I went on in and made a nice little hole. Used that to get into the air duct that led to the Forbidden Chamber, I did.
You what?
But how's that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. And that's how we got from the foyer vent to the Forbidden Chamber vent?
So Tomataro was nothing more than a cat burglar. Or rather, a Tanuki burglar. And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the alderman's murder.
Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker.
Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer?
I got out of the costume right quick. Would have just caused trouble at that point.
And where's that costume now?
Heck if I know. And it ain't my fault if you never find it.
The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor.
What if it was tossed outside the manor? Ah. No way! But maybe, just maybe...
The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice.
Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here? Take that! Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor.
You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I go do something like that?
Oh, I can think of a few reasons.
Any bright ideas, Apollo?
Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you.
You do?
This evidence proves you got rid of your Tomataro costume through the window. Take that!
That's Tomataro flying through the sky?
And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window?
It's quite simple. That's not Tomataro in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Filch threw out.
That's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are you?
There is a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Tomataro really was a flight of fancy.
What?
Yikes!
Oh my! So there really was never a yokai.
I can't keep any of them cats bagged. Can I still file a claim for that lost costume?
This more than proves the defense's position. Jinxie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting.
Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill?
None whatsoever. I'll deal with that tricksy Tanuki after I've dealt with this case.
We did it!
Good going. Now all we have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand.
Objection!
Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not?
Huh?
Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber?
Probably the same way he got in. Through the chamber's air vent.
In one of the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime. They would suggest that the Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent.
Objection! But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense. Right?
Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Hold it! Sprung right open? Who was on the other side?
Didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare.
Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark.
That's when I snatched the staff and made my daring escape. And then that little maid gal spotted me and I hightailed it down the hall.
That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't opened until after the crime was discovered.
But wait. We still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber.
Objection!
Well, you little Tanuki. When the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there?
Nope. Only one there was the alderman, and he was dead as a doornail.
If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to?
Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
Ah, don't tell me!
Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was... the accused, Damien Tenma!
Ah! Hold it! Wait a second! There had to be somebody else besides Mayor Tenma there.
Really? And who might that be?
Oh, well that would be Mr. Florent.
Objection!
It seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence.
I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to details.
Miss Cykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact.
Ominasai, Mina-san. Guess I put my foot in my mouth again.
No, Athena, we're definitely onto something here.
We are.
Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber... One of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber. And by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up.
Very well. The court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up?
You look way too happy about accusing LaBelle.
Don't ruin my moment. Let me enjoy this while I can. Take that!
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime?
True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at that time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared! Florent LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch?
Yeah, I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here, neither. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button his lips about me breaking into the Forbidden Chamber. And in return, he said we'd vouch for each other's alibis.
Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know.
Ah, shucks. Mercy, your honorship. Mercy.
I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication.
I see. We will take a 20-minute recess. After which time, we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself.
Yes! We're finally gonna drag that slippery snake onto the stand.
In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations.
We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court.
Yeah.
Hey, why the long face?
I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack.
You really are a worrywart, aren't you? Come on, where's the old I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine? That mystery figure who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch. Had to have been Florent LaBelle.
I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though.
At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next, so chin up, Apollo.
Court is back in session. Our next witness is...
Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in the very important matter.
It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment.
Surely you jest. I will hold you to your promise, remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent LaBelle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma, or should I say, the accused.
Ouch, like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough.
Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible.
your boldness.
Ah, right. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand.
Pfft, to think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Well, I'm not! So may I go now? I have a very important matter to attend to.
Objection! I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed?
Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air.
Fine. The truth is, I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry!
You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too! What were you really doing at the time of the crime?
Pfft, peasant! How dare you accuse me, one of the most beautiful—
Objection!
You bitch!
Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence!
Enough jabbering. The swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past.
Swords? What swords?
This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye of cowardly heart. The battlefield hath no place for ye.
This shit again?
Oh my.
Spare me, please!
So much for sturdier shackles.
Those chains hindered my vow that heads would roll this day.
This gives keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning.
Will the witness please deliver the accused death kneel? You know of what I speak.
Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him, if you catch my drift.
Whatever he has to say can't be good.
As I told Prosecutor Blackquill during the recess. I rushed right over to the Fox Chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream.
What?
Then! Drumroll, please. I saw Mayor Tenma opening the Forbidden Chamber doors.
But...
There you have it. The mysterious man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Filch. It was the accused. There was never any third party.
Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime.
startling sounds bad.
The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman. That's right. The mayor actually confessed to the murder right then and there.
He confessed?
That's right, Baldy.
Order in the court. This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands.
Just so, and quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess.
I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you.
No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess.
But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess?
It is indeed. During the last recess, I confirmed her with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess.
That testimony's quite favorable to the prosecutions.
This is LaBelle. Yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's Conviction Gala. A splendid time guaranteed for all. All but the mayor and his defense, of course.
Well, as it seems, our witness is a very busy man. Let's get right to this testimony. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime.
I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up, and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, the one with the phone at the end.
I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime.
Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter.
You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court.
Once again, sorry! It's just, I feared being accused if I mentioned coming upon that most unpleasant scene.
Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy?
Because I'm beautiful. And you suck.
As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there's a time to fight and a time to yield, a time to live and a time to die.
He's laying it on real thick now.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
There are no words that describe just how little I want to talk to this asshole.
Well, you gotta talk to him, otherwise we can't convict him.
Evidence, don't you?
But it's hard.
You're such a baby. You're literally paid to talk to people.
I'm not getting paid enough to deal with LaBelle, that's for sure.
Just quit your whining and get to work. It's not that big of a deal.
Not a big deal, huh? Then let's see you talk to him. Athena, what's with that look on your Ow, ow, ow! Stop it!
Press him already!
Okay! Hold it! You claim that the mayor confessed to his daughter. Are you sure about that?
Peasant! You wouldn't dare ask such a question if you truly understood. True beauty is never wrong.
It's not?
Nope. No, beauty is carved deep in the DNA. That means I'm programmed to always be right, even when I'm wrong.
I'm not following.
These exquisite ears like flowers abloom, these eyes that shine like pearls. This hair rare like the finest silk. Nothing can corrupt the truth they hold.
Right.
The witness will hurry up and explain this truth of his. Specifically, what did Jinxie Tenma do upon hearing the confession?
See, Athena? Wasn't that a fun conversation?
Better you than me.
I hate you so much.
Glad to hear it. So, do you have any idea how we can pin this guy?
I have a hunch, but I'm not entirely sure about it.
To hell with it. Just do it.
Are you...
You're
Who taught
saving.
you to be a lawyer, Indiana frickin' Jones?
No, you're right. Let's wait for this murder to solve itself.
All right, to hell with it. Objection! Oh, would you look at that?
Huh, looks like you fucked
You
up.
didn't
Hey,
do
I
it
didn't
right,
fuck up,
and
you fucked up.
I didn't force you to listen to me.
I cannot believe how useless you are. Hold it! How did Miss Tenma appear to you?
Oh, the poor little thing seemed positively heartbroken, all teary-eyed and whatnot. I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself after seeing her like that.
He actually sympathized with Jinxie? Seems like an overly human emotion for him.
Yeah, because he's the only real monster we've seen so far, in looks and in character.
The next thing I did was check my face in the mirror.
Check your face. Why?
To behold the beauty that is my sadness. Why else?
Apollo, I'm starting to lose all faith in humanity.
I know the feeling, but hang in there. At least keep faith in our client.
Let's keep this moving, shall we? So what happened next?
Yeah, I don't know if I can present anything to him here.
Aw, that's a shame. Looks like you gotta press him again.
I hate my job, I hate my life, but most of all, Athena, I hate you.
Yeah, I know. Now come on and press him so I can see you get really mad.
Mr. Wright, if you're in the stands, I expect a promotion for this. Hold it! He opened the Forbidden Chamber, but why would he do that?
Who knows? Maybe he wanted to free the demon Tenma Taro. Why am I still reading this shitty-ass book?
Objection!
Stop objecting me!
The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath.
Hello, LaBelle speaking. Yes, I will certainly explore the matter. Toodles! Now, where were we again?
You were going to tell us the real reason why the mayor opened the Forbidden Chamber.
Oh, yes, of course. Hello, this is LaBelle. Good one, sir. You're an absolute riot. Okay, bye. You were saying?
Never mind. This is a waste of time. He's just going to tell more lies.
The witness will focus on his testimony, not his phone calls.
Sorry, Baldy.
Now, tell the court what you did after you saw the mayor open the Forbidden Chamber.
Well, after that...
I think I feel a headache coming on.
I think my brain's leaking out of my nose.
Apollo,
Yes, Athena?
I want to go home
Yes, and while
already.
you try to get the
Me
right
too.
evidence, I will be flower
You know, if
stroking.
you actually helped me out, we'd both be out of here quicker.
Okay, I'm not that desperate.
Fine, guess it's up to me. Again, as usual.
Don't fuck up, Apollo.
Objection!
Fucked up, Apollo.
Thanks for the encouraging words.
You're welcome. Now stop fucking up.
Duly noted. Hold it! So, after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Tenmataro ran off toward the foyer.
Precisely!
Notice any inconsistencies, Apollo?
Well, Jinxie also saw Tenmataro, right?
She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made that call to the police.
Well, if LaBelle had fled down that hall where the phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from making her call.
Oh, right. And if she saw him, she would have definitely asked him for help.
Right, it just doesn't make any sense. Time to review the evidence.
If we don't find some way to poke a hole in his testimony, Mayor Tenma is as good as guilty.
This is bad. Very bad.
We need to find an inconsistency, a mistake, some kind of conflict.
It's all over if we can't find a flaw in the prosecution's case. Oh my god, I finally figured it out.
Congratulations! It only took you all
I'm
day!
just gonna pretend you're not even here. It'll make me feel better about myself. Objection! Florent LaBelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway.
What on earth do you mean?
Yes, can it fill the rest of us in, Mr. Justice?
If Mr. LaBelle had really fled down into the hall with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma.
What's this?
After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then, after making her call, she went back to the main hallway. Whereupon she encountered the demon, yokai, whatever you want to call it. As for me, I call it Phineas Filch in a Tenmataro costume. The encounter happened right here where the hallways meet. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the yokai imposter...
Why, yes, the two would have crossed paths.
Right, except Miss Tenma told us there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there.